On my soul, sisters. Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow. Hello, beautiful beings and all things in between. Welcome to Soul Sisters TV. I am your host, Me Encore, and I am so excited. We have a very special guest with us here today, Sheree Brown. She is an artist, a writer, an organizer, a world builder, a dreamer, a mother, and an Afrofuturist. She is here visiting us from outer space, and we are so excited to have her. Sheree.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. Sheree is going to be facilitating this month's Self Love Saturday for Black women. The theme is Afrofuturism. We are worthy of Black future. Forward to Self Love Saturday that's coming up. I know when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, Afrofuturism. I've heard about Afrofuturism, but I don't really know what it is, and so I'm interested and curious in knowing what is Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism is a lot of things, and depending on who you ask, you'll probably get different answers. But to me, Afrofuturism is the embodied practice of envisioning and placing Black people in the future. And it's something that has genuinely been passed down to us and gifted to us by previous generations and ancestors, where our ancestors, every time they said a prayer and cast a net into the future, that was Afrofuturism. That was literally like them sending out a call. They were making a place for us in their mind, in their prayers, beyond slavery, beyond whatever hardships were happening. Every time your grandma prayed for you, like your great-great-grandma, the grandmas you don't even know about or have names for, like they were putting you there. Indigenous cultures know this really well. Like you're thinking generations ahead, and they're constantly casting that net. And that is Afrofuturism. It's as simple as a prayer, and it's as embodied and larger as dreaming beyond systems of oppression.
Wow. I was getting emotional. Oh my god. That is so beautiful. I'm like, wow. I'm speechless. I'm speechless, Sheree. That's magical.
It is.
Yeah. So when did you get into Afrofuturism? What was the inspiration behind that?
I feel like it's always something that has piqued my curiosity, my spirit, and I just maybe didn't have language for it. When it comes to being more conscious of Afrofuturism, I feel as though literature and visual arts were probably really important gateways for me in terms of Afrofuturism, at least being able to name it as such. So encountering really important writers, encountering Octavia for the first time, encountering Missy Elliot and Missy Elliot videos, encountering Erykah Badu's visual arts and videos. There's very specific notable gateways that were like, what is this and what is happening, and what is it doing and unlocking inside of myself of wow, this is a very beautiful experience of Black culture in the now, and also what it visually could look like.
I was literally just thinking about how Missy is totally in the future, especially what the music videos that she was making back in the day. And I'm like, wow, that is totally Afrofuturism.
Missy Elliot is really, 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 really important in terms of being a visionary for Black culture and Afrofuturism. people be sleeping on Missy, and I don't appreciate it.
Yes.
She is a gem that must be like revered at all times. She's incredible.
Shout out to Missy Elliot. Shout out to Missy. We love you. You are amazing. Here at Soul to Soul Sisters, we love centering Black women's healing and liberation. And so, how would you say that Afrofuturism can be used as healing? And how is Afrofuturism also liberation?
The very act, like this defiant act of placing Black people in the future, placing yourself into the future, you know, that is self-preservation, you know, and as Audre Lorde would say, self-preservation is a very political act, you know. It's a very political act. It's a very significant, like, how dare you place yourself or make a space for yourself in the future when everything tells you that you don't belong. It's an extremely radical thing to do, and that in and of itself can be healing, of imagining yourself beyond a certain age. You know, how important is it for young Black trans women, for young Black queer babies to imagine themselves living beyond 17, beyond 25, beyond 35. You know, like that is a really important vision to continuously tap into. And it's important to distinguish and have more conversations in the realm of, okay, we talk about decolonization all the time. We beat that subject to death and just, you know, like decolonize. And there is a whole other conversation that comes once you like hit a certain stage with decolonization of, okay, we don't want this thing there, like what takes its place, or like what do we embody next? Where do we go next? And I feel like Afrofuturism it could potentially be a vessel to like hold and contain that conversation of what happens next with Black people.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you all follow Sheree Brown. Where can people find you? Let them know everything. They need to be following you.
Okay. So visit my website at www.lovemestiza.com. It's LOVEMESTIZA. And you can email me from there, contact me from there. But yeah, let's connect.
I can't stand it. Me, I'm super fly. It's my window. When the rain hits my window, I take me some endo. Me and Timberland, ooh, we sang a jangle. We so tight that you get our styles tangled. Sway your do-si-do like you loco. Can we get